Drink 8 glasses of water a day. How many times have you heard that from a mainstream dermatologist or general practitioner? They hand out this generic advice like it is the ultimate cure-all for aging, fine lines, and sagging skin. But I am here to tell you that if you are over the age of 50, drinking plain water is not the miracle they claim it is. In fact, if your cells are lacking the proper osmotic balance, chugging plain tap water can actually flush vital electrolytes and skin-firming nutrients right out of your system. What if I told you that drinking plain water is doing absolutely nothing to rebuild your lost collagen, and instead you are missing out on the easiest, most scientifically proven way to hydrate your dermal layers at a microscopic level? I am Dr. William Lee, and today I am going to share a countdown of the 6 exact things you need to be adding to your water to actually firm your skin, boost your collagen production, and smooth out those deep-set wrinkles from the inside out. But I need you to listen very closely. There are 6 things on this list, but the number 1 item, the final protocol we will discuss today, is the absolute most powerful clinical breakthrough for skin longevity I have ever encountered. Almost nobody in the medical establishment is talking about it, and you must stay with me until the very end of this video to hear exactly what it is and how to use it. Before we dive into the hard science, I want to know who I am talking to today. Go down into the comments right now and type your age and the number 1 skin issue that is bothering you the most, whether it is deep smile lines, a sagging neck, or thinning skin. Listen to me carefully. Mainstream medicine is leaving you behind. They would rather sell you $1,000 chemical peels and painful injections than teach you how to repair your cellular matrix naturally. Your health and your vitality are on the line, and I am providing this life-saving, age-reversing research to you absolutely free. You owe it to yourself, to your children, and to your grandchildren to take control of your aging process. Subscribe to Healthy Living Code right now and hit the like button. Do it right now so I can keep bringing you the unvarnished truth. Let us begin with number 6. When you buy expensive collagen powders, standard nutritionists and beauty influencers tell you to just mix it into your morning coffee or a glass of tap water and expect a miracle. They let you believe that simply consuming collagen automatically translates to firm, youthful skin. This is a fundamental, biological fallacy that is costing you time and money. Pouring collagen into plain water is like delivering a massive pile of bricks to a construction site without hiring any bricklayers. The bricks will just sit there. Your body cannot simply take a swallowed protein and turn it into a wrinkle-free face without the correct chemical catalyst. Let us dive deep into the cellular reality of your skin. Your skin's structural integrity, its bounce, and its firmness depend on a complex protein structure called the collagen triple helix. For your body, specifically the fibroblast cells in your dermis, to actually weave these amino acids together to form tight, firm skin, it requires specific enzymatic reactions. The enzymes prolyl hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase are non-negotiable for stabilizing the collagen molecule. And here is the secret the mainstream beauty industry completely ignores. These crucial enzymes are entirely dependent on L-ascorbic acid, otherwise known as vitamin C, to function. Without adequate, bioavailable vitamin C circulating in your blood when you hydrate, the collagen matrix literally collapses, resulting in what we visibly see as sagging, crepey skin. Scurvy was literally just the body's collagen dissolving because of a lack of this exact nutrient. Researchers publishing in the prestigious American Journal of Clinical Nutrition conducted a massive study analyzing the dietary habits and skin aging markers of over 4,000 women. The clinical data was irrefutable. Those who maintained high, consistent levels of bioavailable vitamin C had an 11% lower likelihood of developing a wrinkled appearance and showed significantly reduced age-related dermal dryness. Plain tap water does not contain a single drop of this essential cofactor. So, here is exactly what you need to do starting tomorrow morning to fix this biological deficit. You are not going to just drink plain water, and you are certainly not going to use processed, artificial, sugar-laden flavor drops that trigger advanced glycation end products and destroy your skin. You are going to take 16 ounces of filtered, room temperature water. Cold water shocks the vagus nerve and slows gastric emptying, so room temperature is vital. Take 1 fresh, organic lemon, but do not just squeeze the juice. The real potent medicine is locked inside the peel. You need to grate exactly 1/2 teaspoon of the outer lemon rind, the yellow zest, directly into that water, and then squeeze in the juice of exactly 1/2 of the lemon. The rind contains a potent phytochemical compound called D-limonene, alongside highly concentrated flavonoids that exponentially increase the cellular absorption of the L-ascorbic acid. You must drink this on an empty stomach within 20 minutes of waking up. This floods your gastrointestinal tract with the precise chemical cofactors needed to wake up those collagen-building enzymes before you consume anything else for the day. I want to tell you about a patient of mine named Margaret. Margaret is 64 years old, living in Scottsdale, Arizona. The dry desert air had absolutely devastated her skin barrier. She came to my clinic in tears, showing me the severely creepy, paper-thin skin on her forearms and the deep, rigid lines forming around her mouth. She was spending hundreds of dollars every single month on premium collagen peptides, mixing them into plain water and seeing absolutely zero results. I had her stop the expensive topical creams and start this exact lemon zest protocol in her water every single morning. Just 6 weeks later, Margaret sat in my office with tears of a completely different kind. The structural turgor of her skin had profoundly shifted. Crepey, transparent texture on her arms was visibly plumped, and the fine lines around her mouth had softened significantly because her body was finally able to cross-link the collagen she was consuming. Now, if you want to multiply this biological effect and truly biohack your skin, here is the clinical synergy tip. Within 30 minutes of drinking your citrus-infused water, consume exactly 1 dozen raw unsalted almonds. Why? Almonds are a premier source of vitamin E. In human biology, vitamin C and vitamin E act as an ultimate synergistic network. While the vitamin C from your water builds the collagen matrix in the aqueous, water-based environments of your cells, the vitamin E protects the lipid bilayer of your cell membranes from free radical damage. When they are circulating together, the vitamin C actually regenerates the vitamin E after it neutralizes a free radical, creating a continuous, self-renewing cycle of profound skin protection and tightening. This simple morning combination halts lipid peroxidation dead in its tracks. Most people, and even your standard dermatologist, will tell you that wrinkles are simply caused by the inevitable slowing down of collagen production as you age. They tell you to drink your 8 glasses of purified water to keep the skin hydrated and plump. But here is the massive error in that thinking. Purified tap water has been completely stripped of the essential trace minerals your Earth-evolved body desperately needs. You are focusing entirely on the collagen bricks, but you are completely ignoring the scaffolding that holds those bricks up. Drinking plain, overfiltered water actively leaches these remaining trace minerals from your body. You do not just need hydration, you need architectural support. The biological secret to structurally sound, wrinkle-resistant skin is a little-known trace mineral called silica, specifically in its bioavailable form known as orthosilicic acid. When you are young, your body is abundant in silica, which is why children have such bouncy, resilient skin. But by the time you reach your 60s, your silica levels have plummeted by over 80%. Silica is the absolute biological prerequisite for the enzyme prolyl hydroxylase to function. Furthermore, silica physically links collagen and elastin fibers together, creating the intricate springy mesh network in your dermis. A landmark, double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in the Archives of Dermatological Research tracked women with severe sun-damaged and aging skin. The women who consumed bioavailable orthosilic acid daily for 20 weeks saw a staggering 30% reduction in micro-wrinkle depth and a dramatic, measurable increase in skin elasticity compared to the placebo group. Plain water does not give you this structural matrix. It just passes right through your kidneys. I need to pause for a second and speak directly to your heart. Look in the mirror. The thinning skin, the loss of firmness, the exhaustion in your reflection. It is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix it. Aging does not wait for anyone, and chronic cellular decline does not take a day off. Every single day you ignore these biological truths, your skin is losing its scaffolding. Mainstream medicine profits off your despair, hoping you will just give up and accept the decline. But you have to fight back. You owe it to yourself to reclaim the vitality and the confidence you thought was gone forever. Subscribe to Healthy Living Code right now. Hit the notification bell. You need this information, and I need you to commit to your own longevity today before the damage becomes irreversible. Here is the exact protocol to rebuild your dermal scaffolding. Sometime in the mid-afternoon, when your body is experiencing its natural diurnal hydration dip, take 10 ounces of pure water. You are going to add exactly 6 drops of liquid ionic silica, specifically looking for a label that reads choline-stabilized orthosilicic acid. Choline acts as a cellular transporter, ensuring the silica actually penetrates the cell membrane of your fibroblast, rather than just passing through your digestive tract. Stir it well and drink it down. It has virtually no taste, but the physiological impact on your cellular matrix is monumental. Let me share the story of a patient named Arthur. Arthur is 68 years old, a retired architect from Chicago. He came to me incredibly frustrated because the skin along his jawline was sagging so severely he felt unrecognizable, and the deep ridges on his forehead made him look constantly exhausted. His doctor told him it was just gravity. I told him his biological scaffolding was collapsing. I put Arthur on this exact 6-drop liquid silica protocol in his afternoon water. Because he was an architect, he understood the concept of structural integrity immediately. After 8 weeks, Arthur returned. The change was undeniable. The loose skin under his jawline had noticeably retracted and tightened, and the deep valleys on his forehead were visibly plumper. His skin literally had a renewed thickness to it that simply was not there before. To truly force your body to utilize this silica for maximum skin firming results, you must understand biological synergy. Within an hour of drinking your silica-infused water, consume exactly 1 square of 85% or higher dark chocolate. Raw cacao is one of the most potent natural sources of the trace mineral copper. Copper is the absolute mandatory activator for the enzyme lysyl oxidase, which is what your body uses to weave collagen and elastin fibers together. When you combine the structural support of the silica with the enzymatic activation of the copper from the dark chocolate, you are creating an unstoppable, skin-tightening biological machine. The skincare industry has brainwashed you into believing that hydration is something you slather onto the surface of your skin. They sell you $50 moisturizers and tell you to wash it down with a glass of plain water, claiming that is enough to flush out toxins. This is a complete biological misunderstanding of how your skin actually retains moisture. Plain water does absolutely nothing to neutralize the insidious enzymes circulating in your bloodstream that are actively destroying your collagen right now. You are essentially pouring water into a bucket with a massive hole in the bottom, expecting it to magically overflow with youth. To truly firm your skin, you have to stop the biological scissors that are cutting up your collagen matrix on a daily basis. These scissors are scientifically known as matrix metalloproteinases, or MMPs. They are destructive enzymes triggered by everyday stress, environmental toxins, and the microscopic inflammation happening inside your gut. But nature has provided a profound internal inhibitor. I am talking about the specific plant sterols and a complex polysaccharide called asamanin found exclusively in the inner leaf of the aloe vera plant. When you ingest these specific botanical compounds, they travel directly through the gut-skin axis, sending a powerful biological signal to your dermal fibroblasts. This signal forces your cells to drastically ramp up their production of both type 1 collagen and hyaluronic acid, the vital molecule that holds 1,000 times its weight in water. A landmark clinical trial published in the Annals of Dermatology tested this exact mechanism. Researchers gave women with severe visible facial wrinkles a daily oral dose of specific aloe vera compounds. After exactly 90 days, the dermatologist measured a statistically significant decrease in facial wrinkle depth and a profound measurable increase in gross elasticity. The aloe vera literally turned off the MMP enzymes and forced the skin to retain deep moisture from the inside out. Drinking plain tap water does not even come close to this kind of aggressive cellular defense. Here is your exact daily protocol to halt your collagen destruction immediately. Sometime mid-morning, take 8 ounces of purified water. You are going to add exactly 1 tablespoon of pure, organic inner leaf aloe vera juice. You must read the label meticulously. It must specify inner leaf, and it must explicitly state that it is aloin-free, as the outer leaf contains a harsh compound called aloin that we absolutely do not want in your digestive tract. Stir this tablespoon of clear inner leaf aloe juice into your water. It has a very mild, crisp taste. By drinking this mid-morning, you are flooding your bloodstream with asamanin precisely when your cortisol levels are naturally high, which is exactly the time your body is most prone to collagen-degrading inflammation. Let me tell you about a patient named Sarah. Sarah is 55 years old, a lifelong runner living in Miami, Florida. Decades of intense sun exposure and the harsh, humid environment had left her skin looking incredibly leathery, with deep, rigid crosshatch wrinkles forming aggressively across her cheeks. She was forcing down a gallon of plain water a day and seeing absolutely zero improvement in her skin's hardened texture. I took her off the massive quantities of plain water and had her implement this exact inner leaf aloe vera protocol. 90 days later, Sarah walked into my clinic, and the transformation was genuinely astonishing. The leathery, hardened texture of her cheeks had completely softened. Her skin had a resilient, dewy bounce that simply cannot be faked with topical makeup. Her fibroblasts had finally been given the tools to produce their own internal hyaluronic acid again. To exponentially magnify this skin-saving effect, you need to use this specific biological synergy tip. Sometime within an hour of drinking your aloe-infused water, Consume exactly 1/2 cup of cooked tomatoes, or simply eat 1 single tablespoon of concentrated tomato paste. Why cooked tomatoes? Because the heating process unlocks the world's most potent source of highly bioavailable lycopene. Lycopene is a unique, powerful carotenoid antioxidant that actually travels to and stores itself in the outermost lipid layer of your skin. While the aloe vera works from the deep dermis to build hyaluronic acid and shut down the destructive MMP enzymes, the lycopene acts as an internal, microscopic shield against UV-induced oxidative stress on the surface. Together, they form an impenetrable biological fortress that protects your newly formed collagen from ever being destroyed. They tell you to drink water to flush out the sugar in your diet. They sell you on the idea that if you eat a piece of cake, you can just drink 2 big glasses of water to negate the damage. This is a dangerously simplified view of how sugar actually destroys your youth. Plain water cannot undo the violent chemical reaction that occurs the exact second a rogue glucose molecule binds to a pristine collagen protein inside your body. You cannot just wash away advanced glycation end products. To understand why your skin is rapidly aging, you have to understand a process called glycation. When excess sugar circulates in your bloodstream, it behaves like molecular glue. It permanently attaches itself to the proteins in your body, particularly your collagen and elastin. This combination creates entirely new, formed molecules called advanced glycation end products, appropriately known by the acronym AGGs. Once a collagen fiber is glycated, it becomes rigid, brittle, and highly prone to snapping. Think of a fresh, supple rubber band snapping back when stretched. Now, imagine a rubber band that has been left in the hot sun for a year, stiff, cracking, and weak. That is exactly what happens to your dermal matrix. A comprehensive study published in the British Journal of Dermatology demonstrated a direct, linear correlation between high blood sugar levels and the perceived age of patients. The subjects with higher blood glucose consistently looked older than their chronological age, strictly due to this process of collagen cross-linking and stiffening. Drinking a glass of tap water does absolutely nothing to break these rigid glycated bonds. I need you to stop and really think about this for a second. The mainstream medical industry is incredibly comfortable with you getting older, getting weaker, and requiring more of their expensive temporary fixes. Every day you allow this cellular damage to occur, you are letting them win. You are literally letting them steal your vitality while you sip plain water and hope for the best. You need this knowledge to fight back. You need to understand the biological warfare happening inside your own body, and I am handing you the weapons to win for free. Do not let another day slip away. Subscribe to Healthy Living Code right now. Hit that like button and commit to taking control of your biological clock. You deserve to look and feel vibrant, no matter your age. Here is the exact biological weapon you need to deploy against glycation. At least once a day, in 12 ounces of warm, but not boiling, water, you are going to steep exactly 1 teaspoon of pure organic hibiscus tea leaves, formerly known as Hibiscus sabdurifa. Let it steep for precisely 5 minutes to extract the potent polyphenols, specifically anthocyanins and protocatechuic acid. These specific compounds are clinically proven potent AG inhibitors. They actively intervene in the bloodstream, preventing the sugar molecules from binding to your collagen in the first place, and they even help break down existing crosslinks. You must drink this warm, tart infusion either immediately before or immediately after your largest meal of the day. When your blood sugar is guaranteed to spike, let me introduce you to David. David is 52, an incredibly busy executive from London who lived out of hotel rooms and survived on a high-carbohydrate, high-stress diet. He came to my practice because the skin on his face looked completely exhausted. It had a dull, almost grayish hue, and the skin around his eyes had lost all of its spring. He looked a decade older than he was. I immediately recognized the signs of severe chronic glycation. I implemented the hibiscus tea protocol immediately after his inevitable heavy business dinners. Just 8 weeks later, David was a new man. The dull, gray cast to his skin had completely vanished, placed by a clear, healthy radiance. The stiff, tired look around his eyes was remarkably rejuvenated because we had finally stopped the relentless sugar assault on his dermal proteins. To massively amplify this anti-glycation effect, utilize this powerful synergy tip. While drinking your hibiscus tea, consume exactly 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground, organic Ceylon cinnamon. Do not use standard cassia cinnamon. It must be Ceylon. Ceylon cinnamon contains unique cinnamaldehyde compounds that powerfully increase cellular insulin sensitivity. While the hibiscus polyphenols are actively protecting your collagen from the sugar in your bloodstream, the cinnamon is rapidly shuttling that excess sugar out of your blood and into your muscle cells where it belongs. This dual action approach completely starves the glycation process, ensuring your skin remains supple, elastic, and youthful. Mainstream beauty gurus and online influencers will confidently look into a camera and tell you that if your skin is sagging, you simply need to drink a gallon of water every single day to plump it back up. They claim that gravity is your only enemy and that chronic dehydration is the sole reason your face is falling. What they fundamentally fail to understand is that hydration absolutely does not equal elasticity. Plumping up a deflated balloon with tap water does not repair the degrading rubber. You are completely ignoring the second half of the dermal matrix equation. Everyone in the medical field talks endlessly about building collagen, but drinking plain water does absolutely zero to protect your elastin. Let us talk about biological snapback. Elastin is the highly flexible, rubber band-like protein in your connective tissue that allows your skin to instantly resume its shape after stretching, smiling, or contracting. Without a healthy elastin network, your skin simply hangs off the bone. As you age, your body naturally produces an insidious, destructive enzyme called elastase. Elastase has one sole devastating biological purpose: to hunt down, cleave, and completely devour your elastin fibers. The more elastase you have circulating in your bloodstream, the more rapidly your face and neck drop. Researchers at Kingston University in London conducted a massive, rigorous screening of 21 different highly potent plant extracts to test their biological ability to halt both collagenase, the enzyme that destroys collagen, and elastase. The clinical results were absolutely staggering. White tea drastically outperformed everything else on the planet, completely inhibiting elastase activity by an astonishing 89% and stopping collagenase by 87%. Drinking plain tap water does not stop these tissue-destroying enzymes. It just hydrates the ongoing destruction. Tomorrow you're going to replace your standard, boring afternoon glass of water with a specific enzyme-blocking botanical infusion. You need to acquire pure, organic silver needle white tea. Do not use boiling water, as extreme thermal heat destroys the delicate age-reversing catechins. Instead, you are going to take 16 ounces of cold, filtered water and place exactly 1 heaping tablespoon of loose silver needle white tea leaves directly into the water. You must let it cold brew in your refrigerator overnight for a minimum of 12 hours. This slow, cold water extraction pulls out the absolute highest concentration of epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG, while leaving behind the bitter tannins. Drink this massive concentrated dose of protective catechins precisely at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the peak hour for inflammatory cellular stress in the human diurnal cycle, making it the perfect time to flood your dermis with elastase inhibitors. I have a patient named Elena. Elena is 59 years old, living in San Diego, California. She was a former chronic sun worshipper who came into my office absolutely distraught over the state of her neck. She had developed severe sagging and folding skin under her chin that made her feel incredibly self-conscious and visibly aged. Her mainstream dermatologist coldly told her that an expensive surgical neck lift was her only viable option. I immediately put Elena on the daily cold brewed silver needle white tea protocol to halt the enzymatic degradation. Just 10 weeks later, Elena sat in my examination room and literally pinched the skin on her neck to show me the undeniable difference. The physical bounce had returned. The loose, draping skin had visibly tightened and retracted firmly against her jawline because we had finally stopped the elastase from eating away her structural support. If you want to exponentially force your body to absorb these youth-preserving catechins, here is the exact clinical synergy hack. Precisely when you drink your cold brewed white tea, you must consume exactly 1/4 of a fresh, ripe avocado or chew exactly 6 raw macadamia nuts. Why? Plant catechins are notoriously difficult for the human gastrointestinal tract to absorb effectively on their own. Most of them are destroyed by your stomach acid. But when you introduce a pure monounsaturated fat source like avocado or macadamia nuts at the exact same time, you fundamentally alter the lipid environment of your digestive tract. Clinical gastroenterology studies show this specific lipid pairing increases the bioavailability and systemic cellular absorption of the T catechins by up to 300%. You are literally turning a simple, gentle tea into a highly absorbed, clinical-grade dermal treatment. Mainstream doctors and so-called hydration experts will swear to you that all water is created equal. They will laugh at the idea of enhancing your water, or worse, they will sell you incredibly expensive, overhyped alkaline water machines, promising that changing the pH of your stomach is the key to eternal youth. That is a biological impossibility and a complete scam. Your stomach acid instantly neutralizes alkaline water. But they want you distracted by pH levels so you miss the single most monumental scientific breakthrough in cellular longevity and skin preservation of the last century. The ultimate secret to eradicating deep wrinkles and stopping cellular aging is not about the pH of your water. It is about the dissolved gas inside it. I am talking about molecular hydrogen. The hydroxyl radical is the most violently destructive, cytotoxic free radical in the human body. It ruthlessly attacks your DNA, shreds your collagen, and accelerates the aging of your skin at a terrifying rate. Standard antioxidants cannot always reach it, but molecular hydrogen is the smallest molecule in the universe. It easily crosses the blood-brain barrier, slips right through your cell membranes, and dives straight into the mitochondria of your skin cells. Once there, it does something miraculous. A groundbreaking, landmark study published in the prestigious journal Nature Medicine proved that molecular hydrogen acts as a therapeutic antioxidant by selectively neutralizing only the toxic hydroxyl radicals, turning them directly into pure, harmless water without interfering with your body's vital metabolic signaling. It also powerfully activates the NRF2 pathway, turning on your body's own internal antioxidant factories. Plain water does not do this. Look at me right now. Time